Okay, so let's unpack this. We are diving into a source today that starts with a pretty heavy philosophical question for what is essentially a product review.
Yeah, it really goes for it right out of the gate.
It does. It asks, is freedom just a word? Is it just a feeling? Or, and this is where it gets interesting, is it something you can actually wear around your neck?
It's a bold opening for sure. So for this deep dive, we are looking at a review from the Product Scope channel. But they aren't talking about a new smartphone or a kitchen gadget.
Right.
They are reviewing the American Eagle Pendant.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. The way they frame this object is fascinating because they aren't just selling jewelry. They are selling a physical manifestation of strength, honor, and patriotism.
It really feels like a masterclass in identity marketing. If you look at the text, there's almost zero focus on the typical specs you would expect.
Yeah, no chain length or alloy mixtures.
Exactly.
Because for this target audience, those specs are completely secondary. I mean, the review does explicitly mention premium materials and precision crafting, but those are basically just table stakes here.
Just the bare minimum to get you in the door.
Right. The real spec sheet is emotional. The source calls it a timeless design, which implies it's immune to passing trends. They're positioning this pendant as a vessel for values, specifically the enduring spirit of freedom and unity.
It's interesting that they label it a collectible, because usually collectibles just sit on a dusty shelf somewhere.
Yeah, but the source insists this is for everyday wear and special occasions.
So they're trying to have it both ways.
I think that's highly intentional. By calling it a collectible, they give it weight and perceived value, but then by encouraging everyday wear, they turn the product into a daily ritual.
A constant reminder.
Exactly. The text literally says it's for reminding us of the values we hold dear. It transforms the object from a simple accessory into a totem. If you wear it every day, you're constantly reinforcing that identity to yourself.
And to everyone else around you. And the source is very specific about who that everyone includes. It lists patriots, freedom lovers, and veterans. It's basically casting a wide net over anyone who feels a strong connection to traditional American symbolism.
It frames ownership almost as a civic duty. It says this is something every American family can own with pride.
Which kind of suggests that if you don't own it, maybe you're missing out on that shared identity.
That's definitely the implication.
Let's look at the actual transaction part, though. Because underneath all this high-minded talk of spirit and unity, they are still trying to close the sale.
Very true.
And I noticed a weird friction in the language when they finally get down to the business detail.
You mean regarding the guarantee?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, which is, standard retail stuff.
Sure.
But they frame it as a commitment to honor and integrity. It just feels a bit jarring to use the same heavy words for a refund policy that you would use to describe a military veteran.
Well, it's a deliberate blurring of lines. They are aligning their business practices with the moral values of their customer base. If they just said standard return policy, it breaks the spell.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. By calling it integrity, they stay in character. But then they immediately hit you with the scarcity principle.
Availability is limited.
Check the link immediately. It creates this intense tension. On one hand, you have these enduring, timeless values. On the other, you have a fleeting, limited-time offer. It urges the buyer to act fast before the opportunity to express those values disappears.
Which brings us to their closing argument. The slogan, "Wear your freedom."
That is the core takeaway right there. They are attempting to make an abstract political concept completely tangible.
Because freedom is huge. It's complex.
And it's invisible. The review is arguing that by buying this pendant, you're performing a physical action to claim that concept. You aren't just feeling free, you are physically putting it on your body.
It suggests that principles are something you can and perhaps should show off. So to recap, we have an item that is precision crafted, but marketed almost entirely on its ability to signal honor and integrity.
And that leaves us with a lingering question to wrap up this deep dive. The source asks what freedom means to you. But looking at how this is positioned, you really have to wonder, does owning a physical symbol actually enhance your internal feeling of patriotism?
Or is it just a way to prove to your neighbors that you have it? That is the million-dollar question. Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we will see you next time.